What's good, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel called Core Undisputed. So today's topic, we finna talk about one of my favorite players, the guy who really inspired me to just play basketball. Just why not? Russell Westbrook. We're here to talk about him and his situation right now. Not really situation, just really a status report, right? Because to me, I feel like Russell Westbrook gets a lot of hate, which some is deserved. Some of it gets a little too far, in my opinion. Okay? But anyway, let's get into it. So Russell Westbrook, to me, is definitely a great point guard. When he was in OKC, he was a great point guard. When he was with the Rockets, he was pretty good. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I didn't really support him going to the Rockets only because Harden at the time, Russell at the time, both ball-dominant players. I'm like, I didn't think it was going to work. But, I mean, they went pretty good. They did pretty good. They went pretty far, all things considered. And then Russell went to Washington, was a great point guard for them. Then he goes to the Lakers. And this is where things kind of go downhill for him. Now, do I think Russell did that bad of a job? I feel like at some points, he could have did better. But considering what was around him, considering the Lakers team, and mind y'all, he wanted to go to the Lakers, but the Lakers signed off and traded him. They traded him. The Lakers didn't have to do that, okay? But we're going to go ahead and get that out the way. The Lakers did not have to get Russell. They wanted him. LeBron wanted him, and Russell was cool with it. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm going to talk about the Lakers with Russell. I feel like, in general, like that first year, I would put some blame on Russell, but I'm not putting all of the blame on Russell because I don't think he is the reason why the Lakers were just bad that year and missed the playoffs. For one, Anthony Davis was going in and out of the lineup. And then at some point, LeBron, he would go in and out of the lineup a little bit. I'm not going to put I'll put some blame on LeBron. There's a lot of blame to be shared for that, for the Lakers when Russell was there. Even now, but the Lakers are doing pretty good. But anyway, LeBron at some points was out. There was some points where LeBron and AD were out. And, it was just Russell. Now, Russell is a good guy. He can play with other people. Let's just make that clear. Russell with the ball in his hands, he's going to pass you the ball. He's not a ball hog. But he needs a good supporting cast. The Lakers did not have a good supporting cast. It's bad when LeBron at some points is your center. And I'm not saying LeBron is a bad player. I'm not saying he was a bad center. But LeBron was, he's getting older. He was at a good, ripe age then. And I'm just like, LeBron can't do all of that. He can't do all that right now. I don't expect him to do all of that. He went to the Lakers so that he wouldn't have to. Okay? But Braun was their center. And then when Braun was out, I think Wendell Gabriel, I don't think it's Wendell, but Gabriel was their center. He's 6'9". The cast wasn't really that good. The lineup at that time was old, and they did make some changes this season. And, they finally moved Russ. That's the thing that they wanted. Like I said, I just think the Lakers just didn't have a good system overall. Player-wise, they were not. I mean, they weren't that deep. They weren't that deep as they were when they won that championship because they had the all-around, like, starting and bench was good. They had everything. The Lakers, but how they got Russell and then the pieces they were adding on to the lineup, it just wasn't good. It just wasn't good, all right? Now Russell's on the Clippers, and people were automatically clowning him because they were, 0-4? Well, they finally won a game, but they haven't won. They didn't win a game the last, I think, 4-5 games, which a lot of people are clowning them over. Mind you, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I looked at the schedule, And then I'm looking at the teams that they're facing. I'm like, I mean, there's no when Russell as soon as Russell touched the floor, the schedule there was really no easy team that they were gonna get like a good win off of, because one game they faced Sacramento. I'll admit they gave Sacramento a run for their money. That game was very close, but as you know, Sacramento their team has been rolling, and they've been beating some of the best teams in the NBA already. They've already beaten some of those, so I already knew like, okay, Clippers they did good. It wasn't no blowout. It's just at one point they won. The Sacramento Kings won by 1 point, so I'm not mad about them losing to Sacramento because Sacramento was just a good overall team, and De'Aaron Fox already had that mindset of I don't care who's on the Clippers. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. So De'Aaron Fox didn't care who was on that Clippers roster. They trying to win this game, which I like that. I like the attitude. I like that mentality. Hey, that's how you got to go into every game. Then another game, cause let me look right quick. Cause like I said, all right. So then the Nuggets. I already knew. I was like, Clippers aren't beating the Nuggets. The Nuggets, good overall team. They are definitely not a team that you're gonna get an easy win over. I already knew. Okay, the Clippers probably aren't gonna beat the Nuggets. Then the next game, I said the Clippers could probably get the Timberwolves, but they didn't. But they didn't get beat bad. They only lost by 7 points. I think that was the game that they could have pulled out from. And then the Warriors. Right now, the Warriors, I'm not gonna lie, they're like the dark horse team. But I will say Warriors are kind of inconsistent with their wins. The win-to-loss ratio is already just even. I think it's like 31-31 type stuff. The win-loss is balanced. There is no, they have more wins than losses or losses than wins. There isn't. Okay? And I'll admit the Warriors kind of gave them some work, but not too much. And then they faced the Kings again. Score was close again. Kings came out on top by 1. They just giving the Kings a run for their money. I'm like, okay, the Kings, if they face them in the playoffs, they could pull out. They could pull out of that series. Pause. My fault. But they finally got a win with the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies been missing John Morant, and then I think Dylan Brooks, he's suspended because he has 16 technical fouls, and when you get a certain amount of fouls in the NBA, you get suspended for like a game or two, depending on how many fouls you get, because they add up, and the penalties get worse and worse. And tomorrow they face the Raptors. But I'm looking at the schedule right now, people. They're going to be facing some hard teams. I can already tell, like, some of these teams, it's going to be hard to get over on them, because some of these teams are rolling. Like, tomorrow it's the Raptors, but the next game is the Knicks. The Knicks right now are just, bro, they're just demolishing teams. They've been on a streak, a real streak. I'm not gonna lie, the Knicks could take this thing all the way if they want to. But anyway, I don't think Russell's the problem. Like I said, the Clippers have a good team. They do. They're definitely contenders. But there's a lot of factors with that. For one, you know, Kawhi Leonard, he's got to really get himself in a rhythm. So does Paul George. Russell, I just think that he still just needs to get acquainted with the team just a little bit more. But I also feel like, you know, Russell needs to be open just in case the coach says we need to make a change, especially in the lineup. I feel like Russell just needs to be open with that. But he's been performing pretty good. He hasn't been, like, terrible for the Clippers. He hasn't. It's just, I think the Clippers are seeing that, okay, we can give some teams a run for their money, but we can't beat some of these teams that are definitely like in the top of the conference. Okay, because some of these teams they've been getting beat by like really get beat by are people in the top conference. But like I said, they have shown that they can beat a lot of these great teams. But we won't know until we get to that point, which I'm definitely gonna try to keep. How do I say? I'm gonna try to stay on top of that and keep you guys up to date. Try not to do these reports late. I've just been busy, you know. But Russell Westbrook, I think he's a great player. Sure, he's not the same OKC Russ or anything, but I feel like Russell Westbrook definitely has a good impact on the team. The personal things about Russ, because a lot of people, especially the news media, say it's not personal. But in my opinion, when you paint someone so bad all the time, you don't really have anything good to say about Russ, even when he does good. Because I've noticed when sometimes Russ does good or Russ is not the problem, they don't acknowledge it as much as they should. And then the thing is too, from the mainstream media, what you put out there, people reciprocate. Because I've seen in comments people go down on Russ. People talk about Russ so bad, and a lot of people and a lot of people who like Russ, like especially that live in LA, they want to bring a positive light to Russ and everything, so that all that negativity isn't like hitting on as much as it should be, I guess you could say. Well, I'm not explaining it right, but basically they're trying to combat the negativity because some people are making it seem like Russ is bad for the city. I'll admit that. Like, I see so much hate, and then it's the fact that Russ, he smiles at the little comments of positivity he gets from the news. He does. And I feel like that's kind of sad that, it gets to the point where he's just, let me take off my glasses, that he's really just like, he just wants some positivity. Like I said, Russ, I don't think he was the dark cloud in the locker room. I don't think he was. I don't think so. I just think they just had Russ like come to LA and they made him a scapegoat. One of my friends even said this. Russ is the scapegoat. Frank Vogel, the scapegoat. They don't want to bring accountability. At the time, it was Anthony Davis. Like, they didn't want to give him the accountability that he should have gotten beforehand. He should have been gotten it. Now he's been getting it now, but like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all straight up, I'm not sold on Anthony Davis. I just can't trust him. I can't trust him. And if I'm the Lakers, if during this run, if he gets injured again, I gotta give him up. I'm gonna give him up. I got to. I can't have him, like, he can't be the guy that's running the offense and defense, or running the offense, anchoring defense, if he's not on the floor. And don't give me this crap about when he's healthy. When will that be? Because to me, I don't think he will ever be a top 5 player, ever. The injuries are too much. That's just it, the injuries. As a player, he's good, but the injuries are too much. And if he keeps getting injured, I don't think he's going to be a top 5 player again. But we'll see. We'll see during this run what happens. LeBron's been injured and all that. LeBron, I'm not worried about him. He does his job. He does need a rest though. But now this is the time where, okay, Anthony Davis is what he provides on the court is really going to be proven. Does he really bring a good impact? Because I forgot who said this. I feel like it was Kevin Garnett on the Showtime basketball show. I watched that too. I think Kevin Garnett said this. I think he said if Anthony Davis doesn't bring as much of an impact on the floor for the Lakers that like he should, like they've been preaching about, the Lakers may move him. Right now, Anthony Davis has been doing good. I don't think the Lakers are going to move him right now. But Anthony Davis, I think he's in a position he just can't slip up. He can't slip up right now. Lakers trying to fight back in the spot. Clippers already there. I just think that, okay, the Clippers just need to keep this thing going, keep this thing rolling. If they want to add some, I don't know if they can add any pieces, but if they do, if they can, I say go out and get them, because what I've been noticing from a lot of these bigger teams, they're making their rosters deep, really deep. Like Boston, the bench and starting lineup is deep, and I'm not just talking about scorers. We're talking about defending. We're talking about versatility, athleticism. All those guys on that Boston Celtics team can go get it like that. Milwaukee, same thing. Denver Nuggets, they didn't. I don't think they did anything too much. Nothing too much, but they did get Thomas Bryant. But I haven't seen Thomas Bryant play that much. So yeah, but I do think that the Lakers should have played Thomas Bryant more, or played him alongside Anthony Davis, because he was filling in for Anthony Davis when Anthony Davis was out, and he was doing a pretty good job, and he was getting himself acquitted with the lineup as well. I don't think they should have taken him out of the equation and reduced his minutes because Anthony Davis is back. I don't think they should have did that, especially what he contributed while Anthony Davis is gone. I just think that's just doing the guy dirty. But Denver Nuggets, they got a little something deep. They got a little something going on. Sacramento, I don't think Sacramento did anything for real. But I will say their team's good. They don't really need to do anything. After getting Sabonis, they're saying that, oh, we can take this thing far. Mavericks, we'll see how that goes, because I don't think I think the Mavericks could go all the way to the conference, but the finals, if they make it into the finals, I ain't gonna lie, I think any team's gonna beat them from the East. Any team that gets to the finals in the East are beating the Mavericks. The Phoenix Suns. Oof. Yeah, the Phoenix Suns, they got a super team. I ain't gonna lie, they're the front runners of the finals right now. If they get a ring, I don't know what it says about Kevin Durant's legacy. I will say, though, Chris Paul's legacy will definitely go skyrocket. Definitely skyrocket. But I do have another argument about CP3, and also another thing that I saw on Player's Choice. But that'll be all for me, guys. That's all I've talked about. I generally love Russell. Russell is not the bad guy. I just think that Russell is just so misunderstood. And I think people just try to make him into something he's not. But that's all, people. Hope you all have a good day, a good blessed day, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.